Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tare, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. And today I'm up to song number 2685, and that one is Fantasy by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I'm first going to talk a little bit about this song, then I'll talk more about the band Earth, Wind, and Fire. I remember when this song came out, and I really liked it. It came out in 1978. Didn't chart really high, went to number 32. But this was a very, very popular band. And they were very popular when I was in high school, when I was kind of just starting to listen to rock and roll, you know. And I heard them all the time. This was just one of the songs I used to hear. Like I said, they were a really popular band. They've had dozens of hits over the years. They had a lot in the late 70s. I think I kind of first discovered them around 1976. I think, well, 75 maybe. The first big hit. I'll get into the hits later, but I remember when Shining Star came out. That was their only number one. That came out in 75. And then they had a long string of other big hits in the mid to late 70s. They had Sing a Song, Get Away, Saturday Night, Serpentine Fire, and this one, and many, many others. And I like them, and I liked them back then, and I still like them. I mean, they're very, very soulful band. Their songs I think are very cheerful, and they had really nice voice, really good harmony. They were a big band. I think they had 9 members altogether. I guess I am talking more about the band right now than I am about the song. Let me just talk a little bit about this song. So yeah, it's called Fantasy, and I think the title's kind of self-descriptive. I mean, he describes a very beautiful fantasy. It's kind of a love song too. They're singing choruses, "Come with me, and we'll be in a land called fantasy. There'll be life for you and me." I suppose I could have done this to karaoke, but anyway, it's a very pretty song. You get the idea. And it's kind of a romantic fantasy song saying, let's just fly away. Let's just escape from the real world and live in a world of fantasy together. And it's a nice daydream. Unfortunately, we have to live in the real world. But anyway, that's the song. And I do really like it. And brings back a lot of old memories. And now I guess I'll talk about the band Earth, Wind, and Fire. And by the way, it was released on their album called All in All. And I had this album when I was in high school. And that's where I knew a lot of these songs from, including this one. Also, I heard them on the radio all the time. But they had cool covers too. I just liked looking at the cover of this album. I never owned this single. The single looks a little like the cover. This looks more like a sci-fi theme, but it's got a pyramid, and this does too. Although this looks more like ancient Egypt, with the sphinxes and all that. But anyway, oh, one more thing I need to say about this song. I almost forgot to say it. I just learned this today. This song was inspired by one of the members. I can't remember which one. One of the members was inspired to write this song by the movie that came out in 1977 called Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't know how many guys saw that movie. I thought it was an overrated movie. I'm a big sci-fi fan. I did really like the special effects and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I mean, it was directed by Steven Spielberg, and it's hard to beat the special effects of Steven Spielberg movies, as I'm sure you all know. And he did a lot of sci-fi. Another big one of his was E.T. the Extraterrestrial. But you know, the cinematography on Close Encounters was amazing, but the story was pretty stupid, I thought. But I guess it was inspirational enough for one of the members of Earth, Wind, and Fire to help him write this song, Fantasy. So, anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. And then here's a picture of the band. So, like I said, well, I guess I just show 8 members here. I heard they had 9 at one point, but they got started pretty early. They got started in 1969. They were formed in Chicago, Illinois. I guess a soul band out of Chicago, and I used to live in Chicago, so I really like that city a lot of great music from Chicago, including this group here, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And the music can be classified as a lot of different genres: R&B, soul, funk, pop, disco, you name it. Very diverse band with a lot of hits. And now I'm just gonna go through their hits. And So the first hit was in 1971. It was called Love is Life. That went to number 93. In 1973, they had Evil, which went to number 50. Keep Your Head to the Sky, which went to 52. Mighty Mighty, which went to 29. Kalimba Story, which went to 55. 1974, they had Devotion, which went to number 33. Hot Dog It, along with Ramsey Lewis, that went to number 50. In 1975, they had their only number one song that was Shining Star. And then they had Sun Goddess, which went to 44. They had That's the Way of the World. I think that's one of their most well known songs, maybe their most well known. I don't know. Beautiful song. A lot of these are coming up on my list, by the way. So That's the Way of the World went to number 12. Sing a Song went to number 5. And then the next year, 76, they had Can't Hide Love, which went to 39. Getaway, which went to 12. Saturday Night, which went to 21. In 77, they had Serpentine Fire, which went to 13. I believe that was on the same album as Fantasy, by the way. And then in 78, they had the song I'm featuring today, Fantasy, which went to 32. And then they had a Beatles hit. They had a hit with "Gotta Get You Into My Life" by the Beatles. Their version went to number 9. It was featured in the movie Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which I never saw, but I heard it was a really terrible movie, so I guess I'm glad I didn't see it. But there was some good music from that movie, from the soundtrack, including this song. I think "Got to Get You Into My Life" is probably my favorite. It's one of my favorite Beatles covers, and I think it is my favorite Beatles cover from the Sergeant Pepper movie. Either that or maybe "Come Together" by Aerosmith. One of the two. Anyway, later that year they had September, another big hit of theirs that went to number 5. In 1979 they had Boogie Wonderland along with the Emotions that went to number 6. And then they had After the Love Is Gone, which just missed the top spot, went to number 2. And they had In the Stone, which went to 58. And Star, which went to 64. In 1980 they had Let Me Talk, which went to 44. You, which went to 48. 1981, they had And Love Goes On, which went to 59. Let's Groove, a big disco hit, that went to number 3. In 1982, they had Wanna Be With You, which went to 51. In 1983, they had Fall in Love with Me, which went to 17. Side by Side, which went to 76. Magnetic, which went to 57. 1987, they had System of Survival, which went to 60. 1988, they had Thinking of You, which went to 67. And finally, 1993, they had Sunday Morning, which went to 53. So a lot of hits, a lot of big hits for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like I said, several of them are on my list. This is the first of them. So anyway, that concludes my video for today on Fantasy by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And here's a little soulful thank you for you guys. Thank you for watching. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time.